Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are introducing the nervous system. In this video, we will be talking about the organization of the nervous system. Okay, so we're going to answer these questions in this video. One, how is the nervous system organized? Two, what structures make up the central nervous system and how is it protected? And finally, how does information flow through the parts of the nervous system? All right, so let's start off with this diagram of nervous system organization. Okay, so this is a diagram that, well, it shows how the nervous system is organized, right? So the nervous system consists of the peripheral nervous system and the central nervous system, okay? Central nervous system is the brain and the spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system is everything else, okay? So let's start off by talking about the central nervous system. I'll give you like sort of a quick whirlwind tour of the central nervous system and some of its characteristics. Okay, so like I said before, central nervous system is the brain and the spinal cord. I'm not going to go into great detail about either. If you want to know more about that stuff, you can take psychology classes or neuro. It's very, very fascinating. But suffice it to say, for the purposes of this lecture, the brain is going to consist of like sort of this outer layer called the cerebral cortex. And then it's going to have all these other structures underneath that. Okay, that's kind of all I'm going to say about the brain. We have four lobes, four like regions of the brain that we call lobes. Different regions of the brain have certain functions associated with them. Okay, that's kind of all I'm going to say. Also, I just forgot to orient you. So this view of the brain is what we call a mid-sagittal view. So if you like kind of cut through your head like this, this is what you would get. Okay. Spinal cord is connected to the brain. So here's the spinal cord. And it has a very regular repeating structure, right? So you can see that you have these little, they're called ganglia, these little outcroppings coming out of the spinal cord. So each one of those kind of carries a similar function. Yeah, very similar. It's like basically the same function, but for different areas of the body. Okay. Whenever we look at the nervous system, we can see what we refer to as gray and white matter, which you probably have heard of before. Gray matter is cell bodies and dendrites of neurons, while white matter is the axons. Okay, so looking here at the brain, this is a coronal section. So if we like cut like this, okay, through the brain, this is what it would look like. Gray matter is on the outside, so that's going to be the cell bodies and the dendrites. And then we have all these axons on the inside that form the white matter. Okay, I should mention that the white matter appears white because of the myelination on the axons, right? So remember that a lot of times we have myelin sheaths on axons. That's like lots of layers of membrane. That's basically fatty stuff, right? So it's going to have a white appearance. So that's what gives you the white appearance of white matter. Okay, and then you can see gray and white matter here in the spinal cord as well. So in the spinal cord, this is like if you have the spinal cord like this and took a section through it like this. I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing. But the gray matter is actually towards the center, and then the white matter surrounds it. Okay, and you can see that that these neurons that are originating in the gray matter are sending their axons actually out through these ventral and dorsal root ganglia. So this white matter that you see outside of the spinal cord is actually axons from cells that are elsewhere in the spinal cord. So like, let's say you have a cell down here, it's sending its axon up the spinal cord, or you might have a neuron up here sending its axon down the spinal cord.